Hello and welcome to another episode of the Gem City Gridiron Roundup podcast. I am your host, Dalton Van Pelt, fresh off his honeymoon. With me, I have the commissioner, Zachary, done born in a cave, Stewart.
Yeah, the beard's getting longer, boys. It's time for the playoffs, playoff beard. Let's get rocking and rolling. Bear with me, Dalton. I am going to swap my internet real fast. It's just going to go to a hotspot. So stand pat. I'm going to take a quick pause. Yeah, that's a quick pause for the first time. Go.
What?
My bad.
Sorry, during that pause, I was just marveling at the Chiefs defense is just putting it on tonight in the rain.
Yeah. Rain, 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 go away. Please come another day. Says the guy who needs like 30 points.
All right. Week 11 IRL football. I was on a plane for the entirety of Sunday and or driving in a car. However, I did get a lot of notifications on my phone, and I watched about 20 minutes of the 11 o'clock hour while our plane was on the tarmac or like coming to a descent
Nice. Yeah,
in LA.
Nice. Yeah, I was in Denver this weekend. I did catch a little bit of the 1 o'clock window second half, and then a couple of probably the first half of the afternoon window. So hopefully we got a little bit of stuff for you. If not, hopefully you guys watched a little bit. We're gonna do a quick breakdown of that, and then we got a couple weeks to recap since we've been MIA the last 2 weeks.
The Ravens continue their march towards the postseason. They just are such a good team, even though like everyone's hating on Lamar's performances lately.
Yeah.
They just know how to win. It just keeps happening. Gus Edwards does get in the end zone 2 times. They did decide to go with him in the red zone still, even with the breakout of Keaton Mitchell last week.
Yeah.
Keaton Mitchell did get quite a few touches and a lot of game time, but it was Gus Bus who did find the end zone 2 times and was more productive on the ground with his opportunities. Odell Beckham Jr. had his first 100-yard game since I don't know the stat off the top of my head, but a while.
Probably since we were in college.
Yeah, he has definitely worked his way into the offense at this point in the year. Nelson Aguilar does get the receiving touchdown, and Rashad Bateman, even though they were barely targeted. Oh, sorry. Joe Mixon has a nice day. He catches a lot of passes, and rough deal. Joe Burrow is done for the season. He was photographed getting off of the team bus with a wrist brace on, and some people, Twitter found it, or X, I guess, found it and posted all about it, and then he injures his wrist during the game.
Yeah, it's really weird. That is suspicious, but like if that's the case, like I mean, the rule is you're supposed to report it, but if he was actually hurt and they made him go out and play for like a quarter, like that's pretty negligent. I don't know. I don't know the whole story, but it seems pretty negligent if they had their franchise quarterback go out and try to play, and yeah, it's not good. He's done for the year. Um, yeah, the whole Lamar thing though, people are crapping on him because he's not putting up a whole lot of fantasy points because they've been blowing people out. The difference is this year is Gus Edwards is just rolling in all these touchdowns inside the 5 yard line. Lamar's not getting those carries. They're keeping some extra hits off him down in that condensed area of the field, and they're letting Gus Bus take all those in. This year's Jamal Williams, man, he's just racking up touchdowns.
Yeah, let's see. He has.
I bet he's got like 9 touchdowns.
10.
Yeah. So Jamal Williams had like 17 last year or something like that.
He has 10 targets on the year.
Man, that's just wild. The other bummer is it does look like Mark Andrews is going to be out the rest of the year. He broke his leg, and
Ankle?
it looks like
Leg?
broke it, tib fib, so probably like at the base. But it looks like he has a cracked tibia or fibula. along with some ligament damage. They haven't ruled him out yet because it could be like a 6 to 8 week recovery. And so they may put him on IR and he may be back by sometime in the playoffs potentially, but looks like he's going to be done for at least our fantasy season. Bummer because tight ends are already a wasteland, and now you're losing, a top 2 tight end, especially in that offense. It's going to be interesting to see how that receiving core breaks down. They do have a pretty competent backup tight end in Isaiah Likely. So I, it's not Mark Andrews, obviously, but I mean, could he help the offense? Probably. But they're going to lean a lot on Gus Bus and Lamar just kind of spreading the magic around. And the
The
Bengals are
Buffalo
just done.
Bills. Yeah, the Bengals are done. The Buffalo
Over.
Bills take out the Jets, and Zach Wilson, I always get him and Garrett confused for some reason, loses his job.
Two
Tim Boyle will
jobs.
now start. Yeah, he is the third string running back, third string quarterback, which means he's going to be the emergency quarterback and a healthy scratch each week
Yeah,
for
that
the
really
rest of the
sucks.
season.
Like, thank you, Robert Saleh. We've been through enough. I think the locker room has had about enough of this incompetent play. So let's see what Tim Boyle does.
The offense really didn't do anything for the Jets outside of the touchdown from Brees Hall, excuse me, which I'm sure was just effort on his part that
It was.
got that done. James Cook with a nice day. Latavius Murray was, digging into his stuff a little bit, and they did just sign Fournette
Yeah,
to
he
the
signed a
practice squad.
couple. Yeah, he signed a couple weeks ago. Has not made the active roster. The other running back on game day was Ty Johnson. So
Oh, yep.
yep. I,
Neither offense really did anything in this one. Josh Allen does throw for the 3 touchdowns, which you like to
a
see.
lot of big scores, a lot of big play touchdowns. Shakir had like an 80-yard touchdown. I think there was a 40-yard touchdown in there somewhere. Um, yeah, just a lot of big plays.
All right. The Jets are done. The Bills still have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
It's week 11, so we're going to be getting a lot more clear picture of the playoffs.
That is correct.
The Cowboys take care of the Panthers 33-10. Another blowout for the Cowboys. It seems like they're either going to blow people out or they're going to lose in a blowout.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's fair, but they blow everybody out when they win.
Yeah, they blow out
And
all the bad teams, which they should.
Tony Pollard finds the end zone for the first time since the
Week
week
one.
1, I believe, which
Yeah.
saves his fantasy season for all of the people who own him. CeeDee Lamb's touchdown saves his fantasy week. And once again, the game was over by halftime about. So the Cowboys took the pedal off.
Yeah. That's what it looks like when you get Cooper Rush in the game at the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I don't know how many times Cooper Rush has played this season, but
I bet he's
it's
played
enough.
like 4. I bet he's played 4 games.
He has played 6 times. That's how many times they've blown people out.
I'm pretty sure he's played in the reverse blowout too, though.
He did play in the reverse blowout too. He's
Yeah.
played in five blowouts and a reverse blowout.
Cooper Rush getting some
Getting them
contract
touches.
incentives, baby.
All right. Cleveland beats Pittsburgh at last second field goal kick by Dustin Hopkins. It was a slop fest, as is normal for this team. Funny thing happened where Kenny Pickett's helmet fell off, rolled past the line. Myles Garrett picked it up, and then the Steelers lineman went and snatched that helmet away from Myles Garrett because they did not want a rerun of 2019.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Myles Garrett was good before that incident, but man, he's just gotten so much better. A lot of people forget about that incident. It's definitely one of the most heinous things people have seen on a football field. I remember the whole conversation was like, well, should the NFL ever let him play again? But that dude's just an animal. The only bright spot on that game was a Jaylen Warren 74-yard rushing touchdown. And Jaylen Warren is the starter as he's getting more snaps and more touches, or I don't know if he got more touches than Najee last week.
He didn't.
Um, but he's by far more effective at this point. So we'll see what happens with that. But man, doesn't it just sting? Finally, Pittsburgh. I'm obviously I'm a Steelers fan, but I don't think they're very good. I've been pretty notorious for saying that, and they lose a game which they should win this game. I know both defenses are very good. Pittsburgh's defense is very good. So is Cleveland. But come on, you're going to lose to Dorian Thompson Robinson. Like, come
How
on.
do the Browns win a game where Dorian Thompson Robinson throws the ball 43 times?
I don't know. Like that, he threw a 43. It
He
baffles
went
me.
24 for 43.
And by the way, the big news, and he's not going to start or anything. It's going to be more of a mentor thing. But Joe
Flacco.
Flacco headed to Cleveland. He's on
I
the
bet he
practice squad.
starts more than one game. I would
Man,
put the over under at 1.5.
that is it's a fun one. Joe Flacco. I mean, they're in the playoff hunt. Like, why not
Yeah,
sign?
they're 7-3.
Yeah, why not sign Joe Flacco? I mean, come on. Like, Joe Flacco could, I think, still get it done.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
we love Flacco.
yeah, Joe Flacco. So back in the biz in the AFC North, maybe he'll give Baltimore a fun game down the road.
I would put the over under at 1.5 on his starts for sure. I even
Yeah,
think that's low.
yeah, I'd probably take over on that. So that's a good one. But yeah,
Because what is there? 8 games left.
plus playoffs.
He probably gets 4 starts.
Yeah, I mean, if they're trying to make a push in the playoffs, like it's not DTR and it's not PJ Walker. Obviously, they've already gone away from the PJ Walker experiment. Um,
They're going to give DTR like 2 more weeks, and then it's going to be Flacco's turn.
yeah.
All right, moving on. Minnesota's 5-game winning streak comes to a screeching halt, which was amazing because they started 1-5. No,
Yeah.
sorry, 1-4. The Denver Broncos just keep winning these games that they have no business winning. Just
Pittsburgh.
I saw this post about Russell Wilson, and it was like a I'm sorry note, and it had all these check marks of like why you're sorry. Which he did play really well looking at the stat page. Obviously, I didn't watch it because it's a Broncos game and I was in a car. But Javonte Williams with a little bit of a disappointing day after his big game last week, but this looks like the game script was to just let Russ cook, and such he did. Cortland Sutton catches the ball in the corner of the end zone. I've yet to see the highlight, but I saw a pretty cool picture. He was like double or triple covered to seal the game.
I know. I was rooting so hard against Cortland Sutton last night. And when he caught the touchdown, I was like, okay, I'm going to bed.
Josh Dobbs did have another nice day.
He's so
not
fun
as
to
great
watch.
as the week before, but he is really fun to watch. Ty Chandler has a nice day.
Mhm.
Alexander Madison has an all right day.
Yeah.
Ty Chandler, because he can catch the ball, is why he's going to be the better option.
And they actually had a 20 of those rushing yards came on a fake punt. He was the up man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a good play. It's a good one to watch.
The Lions all but steal their playoffs, taking out the Bears 31-26. Justin Fields had a nice day. Deontay Foreman opens the scoring, and that would be about the only thing he does all game.
He did get banged up too.
Yeah, they ran with 3 different running backs. It's a full-on committee. None of them broke 40 yards total. Oh, that's a lie. Sorry. Khalil Herbert had 41 yards. DJ Moore finds the end zone. He is very heavily targeted by Justin Fields and is a must start every week as long as Justin Fields is healthy, which is not very often. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is like a running back. He's just like a check down guy, but he's not. He's just somehow he's always the primary receiver in every route tree.
Kind of reminds me of like Keenan Allen, like just always open, dude. This dude's
Yeah, that's true.
always open, inside, outside, in the backfield. He's so good, so good, and
Gibbs
I
and
can't believe,
Montgomery have nice
yeah,
days as well.
I like the Lions on Thanksgiving this year are they're 8-2. I can't
They're in the
believe it.
playoffs.
Oh man, they're so fun to watch. We talked about it all off season. Like they are the team to watch. It's so fun, and they've got multiple facets to this game. They do need another wide receiver option. I know Jamison Williams does catch the touchdown, but between him and they did trade for Donovan Peoples-Jones, they also have Josh Reynolds. Sam Laporta had a quiet day, but they are moving. You know, the two-headed running backs of Gibbs and Montgomery, they're both getting it done right now. So very fun to watch. We got Packers, Lions on Thanksgiving. A good morning window game to watch.
The Chargers just do not want to participate in the playoffs this year. They lose to the hapless Packers. Um, I don't know what to say about this. I know what to say is Keenan Allen just cannot be stopped, like we
No.
just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
He's a one man army. Nobody else is really doing anything on this offense.
Yeah, it's tough to watch. Different same stuff, different year. Chargers blowing fourth quarter leads. They don't want to participate in the playoffs. Brandon Staley will most likely be fired. Like they just, I know he's been an okay head coach, but they just can't get it done. And what happens is coaches can't get it done. See ya. Herbert ain't going nowhere.
No. He'll sign. Well, did he sign his new deal yet?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the new thing is you get the rookie contract for a little while. You hope you win a Super Bowl. If you don't, then you give them the lifetime contract.
Yep. And you'll never win again.
All right. The Houston Texans take out the Cardinals in a game the Cardinals were probably expected to win because Kyler looked so damn good in the previous game.
Mhm.
I don't know where the odds are at. I normally know where to find them on this of the pregame odds. But anyway, so Houston was favored by 6 because everyone's on the Stroud hype train. He does throw 3 interceptions, looks like a rookie in this one, which is crazy because I think he only had 5 interceptions the whole year going into
Yeah.
this one.
If that.
Devin Singletary had the backfield to himself once again and does some good things with it. Tank Dell is a legitimate top 24 wide receiver every week. And
Dude's
Nico
so
Collins
small.
is
So
also a
small.
flex play
Yeah.
every week.
He's so small. It's crazy.
Uh, Rondell Moore
Rondé.
survive or pops out of nowhere and finds the end zone the like first drive of the game, 48 yards.
Yeah, Kyler Murray back. That's fun to watch. He's been doing good things for the Cardinals. So yeah, they'll be fun to watch down the stretch with Kyler. But they're kind of looking forward to next year, kind of seeing what they're going to be doing.
Moving on, Jacksonville inches their way
Wallace.
closer to an AFC South title. The Titans are dead, but Will Levis still looks good. It looks like they're trying to hide him in this one. Derrick Henry did diddly poo, which honestly we've said a lot of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And also DeAndre Hopkins is about the only one that Levis targets that's worth a damn in fantasy. Calvin Ridley goes off, which like he normally disappears for a couple weeks and then comes back and is super hot for a couple weeks. And that's the way he does it. It looks like they're trying to take some work off of ETN because he had a ton of touches earlier in the season because they're giving the ball to multiple running backs this week. And that really sucks for ETN owners because he was so dominant at the beginning of the season.
And Trevor Lawrence took 2 rushing touchdowns away this week.
Yeah.
So
Moving on, Miami win the game that they're supposed to, although not by as much as some would think. Um, the line was 14 for the Dolphins.
Yeah, the biggest thing in this game is that everybody kind of got a little bit banged up. Achan, had 2 touches. Rehearsed the same knee. They're calling him day to day. Then their other running back, Savon Ahmed, got hurt. So that just left Mostert because they healthy scratched Jeff Wilson. And then Tyreek Hill went to the locker room, injured his hand. He ended up coming back to play. But they got a little banged up, so the Raiders did keep it a little closer than everyone kind of expected. O'Connell did throw a bunch of picks, and then Devontae Adams kind of got back on the train, but that's they're playing catch up and trying to get the ball in the end zone, and so Adams does get in. Quiet day for Jacobs, however, but yeah, that's what it's going to kind of look like when you got Aiden O'Connell at the quarterback spot.
Surprising result for me. The Rams do take care of the Seahawks 17-16. I actually didn't even know that this had happened because I didn't have really a lot of investment in this fantasy wise. Cooper Kupp obviously is the main story out of this one. He does get injured. He is considered day to day, which is better than week to week off his previous injury. Puka Nacua finds the end zone. Obviously, a world without Cooper Kupp is a world built for Puka Nacua. Royce Freeman was pretty effective on his touches, but Kyron Williams is back next week, so that should help the Rams. Kenneth Walker gets hurt, and his status is up in the air moving forward.
An oblique injury, and Pete Carroll was pretty wishy-washy. Didn't say he would go on IR quite yet. They're still doing some workup on him, so it's going to be Zach Charbonnet in the meantime, plus some DJ Dallas, maybe a little Kenny McIntosh. But yeah, it's going to be a DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. But the caveat is Gino did hurt his elbow. He did come back in the game when the game was on the line. Otherwise, we're getting some Drew Lock exposure. Another quarterback down, another quarterback of the misfits come back to life.
Island of the Misfits.
Island of the Misfit quarterbacks. They come back. Tim Boyle, Drew Lock. They just keep coming. Who's next?
So I saw a stat, and I don't remember it completely, but I'm pretty sure it said Brock Purdy is the first 49ers quarterback since oh my gosh, what a bad Joe Montana to throw for a perfect passer rating. Or was that an age stat, like before this age?
I don't know.
As a 49ers quarterback. But he threw a perfect game, 158.3 quarterback rating.
Yeah. The quarterback play has just been something that has been kind of dictating fantasy this year. The elites have kind of pushed themselves up in that tier because, I mean, again, we've talked about the Atlanta the Misfit QBs. Like, I mean, I just mentioned Tim Boyle. We're talking about Drew Lock, which he's serviceable, but it's still Drew Lock. But I mean, we forgot the key Misfit quarterback this week, and we'll be going forward, and that would be Jake Browning from the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh yes, Jake Browning.
Oh man,
How could you forget about Jake Browning?
We can't catch a break, man. It's soon enough we're gonna be getting I don't know. I don't even want to guess at these next quarterbacks that are coming back. So
if the Bengals record was better, I think they would have gone after a vet like the Browns did.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
They're
Christian McCaffrey has a nice day. He does score a touchdown after he was touchdownless the week before.
Yep.
Brandon Ayuk has a big play. Really pretty pass from Brock Purdy. He does show that he is the number one, and Kittle catches one in the back corner of the end zone. Rashad White continues to be a very reliable RB for fantasy purposes, and Mike Evans finds the end zone again.
Yeah, the Bucs are actually kind of fun to watch. Baker's getting it done. It's been fun to watch.
They're mediocre, but
yeah. and everyone was talking about how the the Buccaneers are gonna, sell off all these pieces and everything like that, and the Buccaneers are, you know, showing their way and doing okay. I mean, they have a chance to make the playoffs because I mean, again, we got bad quarterback play in that division, as bad as or mediocre that Baker's doing. I mean, it's Baker Mayfield, it's Derek Carr who hasn't been amazing by any means, and then you got
Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter back.
Who
God, man, that's stupid. And then I don't even know who the other quarterback is in that division. It's Bryce
uh
Young.
good
Bryce
because
Young.
I was blanking too.
Yeah. No, but I
I just
mean,
forget Carolina exists most of the time.
it
I
just
just
sucks
assume it's really
because
hot there at 11 o'clock on a
yeah,
Sunday and they lose and then time moves on.
yeah, it just sucks going back to our Desmond
Touchdown,
Ritter
Jalen Hurts.
Heineke bet. That sucks. Oh well.
Yeah, it's funny. They
One
took
2
Ritter out
weeks,
just in time for me to win the bet and
and
then put
then
Ritter
then
back
they
in.
saw Taylor Heineke play and realized why he's a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Taylor Heineke's the perfect backup quarterback. Come in, 1 to 2 games, get it done, but he ain't the answer long term. Just how it goes.
No, obviously not. But they had already decided they'd moved on from Ritter. So,
Yeah. So let someone else play. I don't know. Let Bijan play quarterback. I don't know.
well, uh,
Cordero.
it's Arthur Smith, so he doesn't want anyone to play or to have fun. All right. Giants 31, Commanders 19.
Ami DeVito. Another quarterback. like I I can't. This season is I just can't. I'm over it.
Do you think they're going to roll Sam Howell out again next year? Probably, right?
Yeah. He leads the league in passing yards.
Does he really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. At least going into last week he was.
I mean, he's like got a Jameis turnover ratio, but
Maybe that's why I love him so much. You gotta get my
nobody
itch.
nobody really produces on the Commanders side. That's a lie. Brian Robinson Jr. 7 catches on 9 targets, a lot of yards on the ground, a lot of yards through the air. Darius Slayton has the big day for the Giants out of nowhere. That offense is just 2 yards in a cloud of dust, which Barkley really thrives on, and he does find the end zone twice in the receiving game. I did see he caught one in like on the sideline and like this.
Sam Howell is leading the NFL in passing yards.
Holy crap! Things I
He's
didn't know before today.
he's also thrown it 442 times. By far the most. He's thrown it 60 more times than Josh Allen. Josh Dobbs is fourth in the NFL in passing yards.
No way.
Yes.
How?
But okay, sorry.
Oh, I guess
Sidebar.
he only missed one game, huh? No, he didn't miss any games.
He
He's
didn't miss
been
any.
playing all season.
Sam Howell, 3,038 yards. Josh Allen, 2,875. Joe Burrow, 2,309. Josh Dobbs, 2,216. Goff, 2,743. Herbert, 2,609. Stroud, 2,962. Baker Mayfield, 2,389. Tua, Jordan Love, Dak Prescott, Derek Carr, Patrick Mahomes.
Is this just the season of like, all right, we have a lead, pound the rock, or what?
Yeah, yeah, basically. I mean,
Look how
but
many backup quarterbacks have come in with the lead. Like teams are very afraid of losing their quarterbacks
oh
late
yeah.
in the game.
I mean, however,
And
like,
obviously,
go ahead.
I was gonna move on. So could
Oh, okay.
finish your point.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I mean, even though Sam Howell leads the NFL in, passing yards, his yards per attempt's fine. He's still at, 66% completion, 18 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. So, yeah, I mean, Josh Allen also has 12 interceptions. So, go ahead. Yeah.
Is CeeDee Lamb the number one receiver? No, it's Keenan Allen, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. I also have to go back with this because he's also thrown it 442 times. He's also taken 51 sacks. So, like, not even close. He's taken 51 sacks. Zach Wilson's taken 38. Yeah, it's bad. It's like he's Jameis 2.0. But receiving yards you're talking about?
Oh no, sorry, fantasy. It's
Oh,
the top five
fantasy.
is Hill, Allen, Lamb, Diggs, Brown. AJ, that
Yeah,
is.
and Amon-Ra.
Well, he's number six.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking fantasy points. Sorry.
Yeah, the leader in receiving yards is Hill and then Lamb.
Hmm.
There's already four players with 1,000 receiving yards. So
Yep.
it's Hill, Lamb, Allen, Brown.
Yep. And then besides Amon-Ra, behind Amon-Ra, we got Puka Nakua.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
All right,
But yeah,
let's get to some matchups that mattered from week 10. It's going to be a little bit of a weird recap because we got to
yeah.
kind of like remember that it happened.
Hmm.
So I'll start with mine. I blew Cole out, but that's just because I had the highest point total this week, taking the
This
Skins.
of the season.
Uh, yeah, I apparently have the highest points of the season, which I did not know until before we started this. Obviously having 40 points from Lamb and Allen will do it for you.
Hmm. Yeah, makes a difference.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to lose when that happens.
Yeah. Lean gets his second win in a row from that. He takes down Drew in week 10, beats him by 11. Nice day from Stevenson and White. Big day from Olave back then. Good for him. Drops Drew down a little bit. Dark Horse takes down Sackett. Sackett's been on a little bit of a losing streak. He's going into this week has lost three in a row. Um, yeah, big day for McCaffrey and Debo and who else? TJ Hawkinson, 30 burger, and Mike Evans. So nice day from those guys to take down Sackett.
Patrick takes down Heath 122 to 106. That Sam Howell guy we were talking about had 24 points in week 10. Austin Eckler also with a nice day in a losing effort for the Chargers because that's what they do. And
Mm-hmm.
Deontay Foreman with the big day.
Yeah, Pat.
Bit of disappointment out of Heath's running backs, combined 7.3 points out of his starting running backs.
Yeah, that's rough. Patrick, four in a row, winning four in a row, coming into this week, and then I take down Blaster in the rivalry game. I do not have a great week. If you go look at our benches, it is all bide or injuries. So we were stuck with what we had at that point. So I take down him, but just enough with another. I feel like there's a goose egg in my lineup every single week. I just never know who it's going to be. It could be a good guy, it could be a bad guy, and you just kind of have to roll with my goose eggs. My goose egg this week is pretty much a goose egg.
20
So
points from the 49ers defense is enough to edge Lucas over Brinkman because it'd be too confusing to say Lucas over Stewart. And that keeps Stewart at the bottom of the barrel and Lucas in playoff contention. That's about it for that.
yeah, and as much as we learn in week 10, we know nothing in week 11 because things change so fast in the NFL. Let's see. Most of these games are done.
We'll start here.
Go
Garrett Dark Horse Brinkman takes out Heath 159 to 114. Heath does still have a kicker, which I believe is the Eagles kicker. Yep, Jake Elliott.
He ain't scoring
Mark
40.
Andrews goes down early for him, which sucks. He does have the big day from his receivers, but once again, poor performance from his running backs. Why do people keep trusting Chuba Hubbard? I will not know.
One thing for Heath, he does have Charbonnet, so something to watch for him. Good for him stashing this entire season. Um, and then Dark Horse, getting back in the win column. Heath now drops two in a row.
All right. Sackett takes care of business against Lean, who had won two in a row, as we talked about. It is over. Big day from Saquon, DJ Moore, and Devontae Adams.
Yep. Cody gets off the losing streak after losing three in a row. Lane's still not out of it. He's down to 4-7. Needs to kind of win out. As we talk about, 7-7 kind of gets you in the playoffs most years. So still life for Redskins for life.
Lucas Stewart takes care of Patrick Turn. This one was over before the Monday night snap happened.
Mm-hmm.
James Cook, Brandon Ayuk, Jameer Gibbs, Jalen Warren. Luke does obviously lose his quarterback. He does have Mayfield on the bench.
Yep, he did make that move over the weekend after Burrow got knocked out on Thursday night and the news came out. He was kind of just trying to add a little bit of depth to see what happens. But yeah, Luke stays in the win column. He gets to 7-4, keeps his season alive. He's going to be scrambling a little bit. Patrick drops back under 500, started 1-5, won 4 in a row, but back in the losing column this week.
What are you talking about?
Patrick.
Oh, sorry. I had already moved on the screen. I was watching TV. I'm drinking. My bad.
Brinkman Stewart gets the 3rd win of the season, takes down Drew. Drew has now lost 2 in a row. Brinkman has a very nice day from Tony Pollard, DeAndre Swift, Calvin Ridley, 31 points, 20 points from Jaden Reed. Yeah, just a nice day overall. Hopefully Brinkman can play some spoiler at this point. And who knows, maybe if everyone kind of starts losing in that bottom tier, he wins out. Maybe he sneaks in at 6-8, but he'd have to win 3 more in a row.
Blaster finishes off the win on Monday night with Kelsey, Devontae Smith, and Isaiah Pacheco all going in action tonight. He does lose Aaron Jones, who might be out for multiple weeks. It is still yet to be determined. Both of these players had really rough weeks. The big days coming from the Bills defense for Blaster and Kittle for Cole. Other than that, pretty bad performance from both of them.
Yeah. Cole is the coldest team in the league. That's now 6 in a row after starting 3-1.
Cole has lost 6 in a row.
That'll be 6 in a row after this week.
Woo!
Yep.
So
he'll be 3-8. He was 3-2 to start the season. That's
bad.
That's rough.
I remember thinking he had a good team too. Like I liked his team at the beginning.
Yeah. So, yep, tough to see there. So maybe he can. It kind of puts him on the outs at this point. It looks like Brinkman and Stewart are on the outs at the moment with having 8 losses apiece. And then the final game, the game we've all been waiting for. Not over yet, but it's not looking good for myself. Projections still have me. Oh, it has me winning. I don't know how that's possible.
On the phone it doesn't, but on the computer it does.
Yeah. So I definitely am probably going to lose unless something happens, something wild after halftime.
2 AJ Brown touchdowns.
Another
the phone has you projected to score 11 more points.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm down 26, so I need 26 more points in the second half. Don't really believe that's going to happen. Definitely the difference is Cortland Sutton getting in that last game-winning touchdown. Keenan Allen does sneak in a last minute, almost the game-winning touchdown as well. But yeah, I can't. That's how it goes. I mean, here you go. My goose egg of the week. Devin Achane, 1.5 points, gets hurt after a couple touches. Never know where they're going to show up, but there will be one in my lineup. So I just have to survive that goose egg. And I did not have a 30 over 25 pointer this week. So it's hard to scratch that surface when you get a 0 essentially in your lineup. Breece Hall, fine. Amon-Ra St. Brown, stud. So yeah, just kind of.
I would like to mention that few weeks. I said a perfect lineup because I've had 2 duds at wide receiver all season that have just been kind of hanging out on my bench.
It's kind of
everyone else was a buy.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to set one of those.
Yeah, perfect lineup.
Yeah, I mean that's easy to do when you have no one on your
lighter
bench.
Team runs faster. Apparently,
lighter team runs faster.
I think,
as Bill would say.
ETN is going to ride yield bench next week, but we shall see.
Ooh, I'll trade you for him.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Just two bad games off the bye week. I'm guessing going into the bye, they were like, hey, he's had a lot of touches.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, they were beating him pretty bad. They didn't need to do a whole lot. So, oh, it's quarter
That is
four.
true. That
It's
is the
not
difference.
halftime. It's Pat. Is it halftime or is it fourth quarter?
It's
It's got to be
fourth
the
quarter.
fourth quarter. Yeah. So this ain't happening. Come on, just take the win, man. Take it. So
That would be pretty cool. That would give me a 1 game lead above everyone else.
yeah, that would keep us where we're
For the
at,
number
one
one
and two.
slot.
Mm-hmm. That would
Yep.
put us both at
Um,
1 and 2 still. No,
because we were the
nothing will
only
change.
2 6-3 teams to survive last week.
Yes, so we're both 7-3. But yeah, we're getting down to the final stretch. We have 3 weeks to go, including 4 games early in the week. We have 3 on Thursday, and we have Friday afternoon football.
I
Like,
always forget thanks I mean it's a stupid thing to forget, but I always forget how much Thanksgiving affects your
I
fantasy
know.
lineups.
When we got the turkey gobbler coming this week. Who's got the turkey gobbler? We got multiple games on Thursday this year and a bunch of good players, as we always do. And we'll kind of have a little bonus segment if we can guess that turkey gobbler.
I already have my guess, I believe. So I think we should tell Siri to flip a coin to determine who gets first choice.
Okay. So first of all, we have the morning game. We have the Packers at the Lions. And then we have the afternoon game. We have Commanders at Cowboys and 49ers at Seahawks. All right, Dalton. How about I'll do a let's see. I'll default to you because you have the lead in the bets. You are
I
up.
have the lead in the bets.
You went 3-0 the last time
Ooh,
we went. So
what happened?
you had Colts
That
minus
was
one
week
and a
10,
half.
right?
Yep, you had Colts minus 1.5. They won by 4. You had
Yep.
Saints. You had Vikings plus 2.5 over the Saints,
And they won.
and you had the Washington plus 6 against Seattle, and Seattle won by 3. So
I should have
you,
bet
yep.
last week,
So
I guess.
you went 3-0 last week, and you are now in the lead 10-9. So I will default to you for the turkey gobbler.
I will take the safest bet
Yeah,
and
safe bet
say
on board.
CD Lamb.
Oh, you think that's the safest bet?
Yes.
Okay. Um, I want to bet with my heart because I need to
We're gonna
win.
both pick our players, aren't we?
I know we're both gonna pick our players. Um, I really want it to be St. Brown because he's so freaking good. It's usually historically been a wide receiver. There's a chance
Yeah.
a quarterback can get it. Josh Allen's had it because if you throw 4 touchdowns or something crazy like that. I thought the safest play was actually Christian McCaffrey because he's on the slate.
Yeah.
Um, so, but that's a little interesting. Um, so in the nightcap, Lions at home.
Well, that's the morning. The
Yeah,
Lions
Lions
play
at home.
early.
Yeah, they play early. Um, I'm gonna go St. Brown because it's just fun that way. Let's see who has a better performance between St. Brown and CeeDee Lamb. But I think Christian McCaffrey. So I'm gonna go with McCaffrey. I just want to do it too. But I'll stay with my original bet, and that is Amon-Ra St. Brown for a turkey gobbler.
Okay, we're gonna do something a little weird this week because we missed last week's picks. We are going to do a rank them like we did the other week, but only for the 6 quarterbacks who are playing on Thursday. So I'll
Rank
give you
them
a little bit of time. Yeah. So if we'll do the same thing where like if you don't get a point if you're um more than
5.
4 away,
Yeah.
right? Because they're all going to be listed on there.
Yes.
Unlike when we did the previous ranking where we get a point if you got them listed anywhere.
You only want to do quarterbacks?
Yeah, just the
Okay.
quarterbacks.
Okay.
Top, just the quarterbacks ranked in order.
Okay.
1 through 6.
Okay.
So give it a little bit of time to think about that.
Oh, we're doing it right
So
now?
that'll be worth. Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of time to think
Oh,
about it. That is going to be worth 3 points. Whoever gets the most points in the rankum.
okay. Well, I'm not going to decide that right now. So,
No. Yeah, just give it a little bit of time.
okay.
All right, and then we're also going to do our 3 spread picks like normal. Um, that is disgusting. So I'm gonna save that one for the middle.
No. Okay.
Um, we have. Oh my god, these are so terrible. We have Miami favored by 9.5 against the Jets on Friday.
I'm going to lay the 9.5.
So you want Miami?
I want Miami.
All right, I'll take the Jets. That's terrible on my point, I'm sure, but they didn't cover the spread last week, and I feel like maybe they're just not in the spread covering season anymore.
I
So we'll
think they
see.
are. It's
All
a
right.
division game.
Atlanta is favored at home by 1 against the Saints. Give me the Saints +1.
You asshole. I got to take fucking. God damn it. Um, so Dalton +1.
Gets the Saints and a point.
All right. Give me my fighting Arthur Smith.
And then we have not all the spreads are out. Yeah, here's a good one. We got Rams favored by a 0.5 point against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are at home.
Sorry, I'm typing these as I go. Rams -1 or 1.5
-0.5.
-0.5.
I think that just means even. Let me look at what DraftKings says because that's just
Yeah, it's
ESPN.
basically money line at that point.
Hold on. Loading. Dead air. Loading. Dead air. Loading.
I would like the Rams.
Okay, you want the Rams. You don't care. It is -1 for the Rams.
I'll take Rams -1.
I will take the Cardinals +1. And did we give enough time for the rankings?
See, I don't like this. God dang, man, that's so quick. How are we gonna do it? 6 to 1.
Uh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. You. I guess I'll go first. 6.
You just write it down yourself because it's too much for me to keep track of too. Or I'm just putting in the note section on my phone.
Okay. And then we can't. Then we can't go off of each other.
Right. Just write all down all 6, and then we'll go 6 to 1.
Okay. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air.
Yep. I feel like our lists are going to be pretty different. So I went weird with it. I'm ready when you are.
Give me 1 second.
Let's see. He'll break down this game while I'm waiting for you. 17-14 Chiefs over the Eagles. So far, it has been a very tight game. We are in the fourth quarter. And Mahomes is driving? I don't actually know.
Okay. Let's go.
Nope.
You want to go? Let's go 6 to 1.
Okay. Ready for number 6?
Yep.
I have Purdy.
I have Gino.
Number 5. I
I
have
have.
Gino.
I have Purdy.
Okay, so we feel the same way about that game.
Yeah, we do.
Number 4. I have Goff.
I have Jordan Love.
Uh, Number 3.
I have Sam Howell.
I have Jordan Love.
Okay.
Hold on. I was just typing yours in too.
Oh, okay. And
Number
then
two,
I have Goff,
I have Howell,
and we both have Dak
and then
one.
we both have Dak.
That's the safest one. So we were all different on all of them except Dak.
Yep. So whoever gets closest, based on that structure you sent out last week,
Okay.
where if you nail it, you get a certain amount of points.
Yep.
What was it again? Was it 4 points if you nail it, or five?
5 points if you nail it. 4 1 away. 3 2 away. 2 1 away. Or 2 3
And
away.
then yeah, and then 1 2 away.
Yep.
Or 1 4 away.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So we would both get points if Dak finished fifth, theoretically.
Yeah. If he finishes sixth,
if he finishes sixth, yeah.
either of us get a point.
Neither of us, yeah. That's the safest number one pick. I thought about doing Goff over Howell just to swap it. Originally I swapped it. I did have Howell 2 and Goff 3, and then I flipped it.
You know what's kind of scaring me now thinking about it is the Dallas defense.
Yes, but it doesn't matter because
It's too late. I already did it. And there's only 6 of them.
yeah, there's only 6. It's hard
I
to.
also think Love is more efficient than Gino and Purdy. Like he seems like he's got like 14 to 17 points every week.
Yeah. Purdy could go off like he normally does.
He could, but it's more likely that he doesn't, in my opinion, in this particular
and that's
game.
the whole reason I didn't pick McCaffrey as the gobbler. I mean, they could just run it up against Seattle, but like the thing is, like, there's so many players on here that could be the gobbler, honestly. There's so many.
Yeah.
There's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, it could be Gibbs. It could be Montgomery.
I was almost thinking Brian Robinson Jr. would be a pretty good pick, but
yeah, it could. I mean, it could, like, Terry McLaurin could go get loose for 2 or 3. Very surprising. Brandon Cooks, like, he could pop off. 49ers, there's Debo. I mean, when Debo puts up points, he puts up points like crazy. And then obviously you have Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. I mean, they could go crazy at any point. So going to be some fun Thanksgiving football. And then we have the Friday night game. So there's a lot of games. Or Friday afternoon, we have Dolphins Jets on Friday. So stay tuned for that game on Amazon Prime.
why are they doing a Friday game?
Because
they needed to do a prime game.
They need to do a prime game, so they got Friday afternoon. Because Thursday is the Thursday. Every network has one.
So yeah, that's hilarious. We've got Thursday,
Friday
through Monday.
I know.
They should have just put a game on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be funny. Man. So
all right. Extra long episode.
Yep.
Was to be expected.
Yep. Yeah, we are on to week 12. Trade deadline is this week. I know we haven't had many trades this year, but trade deadline is this week. So if you're going to make a deal, get it done. Otherwise, set good lineups, and let's see who we can crown a champion in 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
Oh, that is so soon.
Yep, 6 weeks.
Yuck.
So, all right.
This has been an episode.